Hey, baby.
Hey.
What you doing?
I was just sitting here talking all things.
Is there a difference between filling singles versus filling doubles?
As far as the procedure, or it's really pretty much the same. The procedure is a little bit different because now you're actually filling 2 tanks, but we technically only fill 1 tank at a time in the doubles, and thanks to the manifold, we're able to fill both. You want to actually learn how we do that?
Sure.
Cool. Let me get set up for the doubles, and I'll show you how we fill. What's up, guys? It's Brian again from Lake Acre Scuba and Marina. If you are new to our channel, do me a huge favor. Hit this little subscribe button right here and ding that little bell as well. That way you guys are going to be notified every time we upload new content. Now, in today's video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to fill a set of doubles compared to, say, filling a single tank system. And you will see that it's pretty much the exact same way. The only thing that we're doing different is we're filling 2 bottles at one time versus filling 2 bottles on a separate system. Which means, basically, if I've got these 2 bottles, I'm going to have 2 different fill whips to fill them at the same time. However, with a set of doubles, as long as they have a manifold, I only need 1 fill whip to fill both bottles. So let's learn today how we fill a set of doubles and just how easy it can be. Alright guys, so when we go to fill a set of doubles, they're pretty much going to be the same procedure that we go through as what we do when we do a single cylinder. Obviously, we're going to check for the hydro. We're just checking for 2 hydros to make sure both bottles are good. We're also going to be checking the Viz stickers on them to make sure that they're within Viz. Both of these are, so we should be good to go. And then we're just going to do an overall cursory inspection. I'm just going to look at the cylinders, make sure there's no damage, make sure there's no damage on the valves, make sure that the valves operate properly. All that appears to be good. And I want to check the isolator of the manifold as well. I want to make sure that this isolator is all the way to the left. So I give it a little turn back to the right and then turn it all the way back to the left to make sure that it's open. As long as this is open, all I've got to do is fill from 1 post and both bottles are going to be filled at the same time. Now, if this isolator happens to be shut down and I'm only using 1 post, well then only one of the cylinders is going to get filled up. So I want to make sure that the isolator is all the way open, just like that. So I check for a hydro, check for a Viz, just do an overall cursory inspection, and I always make sure that that isolator is open. Now I'm going to take 1 single fill whip here and get these slid over just a little bit. And I'm going to take this yoke adapter off. These doubles happen to be DIN. So I'm going to take my yoke adapter off. And it doesn't really matter which one you fill from. I tend to always fill from the right post over here. So I'm just going to plug it in. Make sure everything is good to go. Make sure that my bleeder valve is shut off. Once again, verifying that that isolator is open, and I'm going to go ahead and open this post right here. Now, when I opened that post, what that did is that allowed air to come out of the orifice of the valve. Now, air is already coming up, going through the valve, and it's going to equalize both cylinders, but this turn knob is allowing that air to come through the orifice. So now when I go to do the fill station here, as air is going in, it's not just going into 1 cylinder, it's actually going to be going into 2 cylinders. So once again, main post is open, isolator is open. I'm going to go ahead and open my valve for there, make sure my bank system is turned on, and I'm going to start the filling process. Now this is pretty much just about full. I think we're around 2,900, so it's not going to take very long to top them off. But essentially, my fill station is now filling both bottles through 1 single post because we have the isolator open. And there we are basically topped off, so it didn't take much there. Now when I go to shut this off, I am basically going to turn my entire fill station off here. All I have to do is close 1 valve. I'm just going to close this post here. I'm still going to leave this isolator open. Okay. Make sure these 2 are shut. Make sure the isolator always remains open. And now I can bleed it down. Very easily, just like that. And then if we would have been filling nitrox with these, we would analyze them, see what that mixture is. But that's pretty much how easy it is to fill a set of doubles off of 1 post.
So, okay, I have another question.
Yes.
Is it easier or harder to do nitrox on singles or doubles?
Well, in all honesty, if you're if you're a gas blender, filling nitrox is pretty easy. We've actually got a video on how we do that. But as far as getting the exact same mixture in both bottles, it depends. So typically speaking, yes, it is going to be easier on doubles because you're literally just making one blend. And of course, that is if we are doing what's called partial pressure blending. You see, with partial pressure blending, we start with O2 first, and then we take it to the air fill station and we dilute it with air to get whatever blend we want. Now, if we are doing, say, continuous blending, that's where we run nitrox through a stick, basically, then it's kind of the same way as just a standard fill station over here. We're just filling the two bottles as one big bottle because of the isolator. When we start talking about side mount bottles and things like that, where you could possibly get two different mixes to where you would want the same, but you have the risk of getting two different mixes, yes, and generally speaking, filling doubles is easier if you're going to be running nitrox in both than what it is here. Now, the exception to that is if it's a bank system. Now, let's say that we've got 32% on tap here, and that 32% is all that's going to be filling these. Well, then it's pretty easy to get the same fill in two sets of singles. However, with doubles, it's much easier for nitrox fills because you're filling two tanks as if it's just one big tank. So there you go, guys. That's how easy it is to fill a set of doubles. It's not a difficult process. It's not a long process. It's pretty much the same as singles. We check for a hydro, we check for a viz, we do an overall coast inspection of your cylinder, and then of course we make sure that isolator valve is open so that when you're filling just through one post, both cylinders are getting filled at the same time. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, give me a big thumbs up. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, drop me a comment down below and we'll discuss. But until our next video, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.